Welcome everybody to JdavidW Custom Knives. Today I'm going to share my sharpening method so you can see the care that is put into every knife before shipment. I will share a few cutting demonstrations at the end of just how sharp we are able to get it. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. If you are returning, thank you very much. Also, if you are ever interested in any of the knives I show in my videos, please mention in the comments or shoot me an email at JdavidwHandmadeknives@gmail.com. This is a custom Bowie knife by JdavidW Custom Knives, forged from W-2 tool steel, heat treated to a precise 60 HRC, and tested on a professional Rockwell machine. The edge is tough, the spine is flexible, and the pattern on the blade, completely natural, born from fire and clay. This is the first time this knife has ever been sharpened. So at this point, I am going to start off with the coarse side of an India stone just to set the bevel foundation. The actual foundation was created on the grinder with a belt and no backer. This gives us the ability to create a convex edge. A knife like this with a convex edge gives us the ability to have a knife with enough material behind the edge to be able to chop and still have an edge keen enough to be able to slice without too much resistance. I can put an edge on this blade so keen I can comfortably shave with it with the methods I'm showing. If anyone is interested in seeing that, drop it in the comments below. Every time you see me touching the edge, I am feeling for the burr that is created by the stone. This burr is very fragile, so you will want to be very careful when feeling for it. First of all, don't get the burr too big and don't break it off when feeling for it. Feel for it extremely lightly. The slightest amount of hook on your finger will let you know you are ready to go to the next finer stone, or hone the other side until you get the bevel uniform across both sides of the edge. Keep flipping from one side to the other until it's uniform. Also, you can see at this point that on my hand that's holding the handle of the knife has my finger on the spine. I use this finger as a guide for my edge angle I'm trying to achieve. When I flip over to the other side, it will be my thumb I use as a guide. It is essential that you see where the spine lands on both your finger and thumb to be able to get a consistent angle on both sides of the blade. At the end of the video, I will show you another way to do this if you are a beginner. Here is another angle. As you can see, I'm using my thumb as the guide here. Just keep going from one side of the blade to the other until you see that the bevel is uniform. At this point, I have determined that the bevel is uniform and that the burr is uniform from the heel to the tip of the cutting edge. I will move straight from the coarse India to the fine DMT diamond plate. I will leave a link in the description to the tools I use if you would like to purchase them. Please note that when I move from the India stone to the diamond plates, I wipe everything off and wash my hands and the knife to prevent grit from transferring onto my diamond plates and from grit being on my fingers and potentially scratching the blade. Here is the fine DMT diamond plate in my stone holder, also linked below, with a fresh stack of telephone book paper. If you do decide to use the links I provide, they are affiliate links and help out the channel, so thank you if you decide to use them. At this point, it's a given that it's going to cut the phone book paper, but that's not all I'm looking for. I'm looking for, when I cut this paper slowly, if there are any differences in sound or stops and starts that you will be able to feel when you cut it slow. This will indicate that there is microscopic burrs or imperfections in the edge. I'm also looking for if push cuts are beginning to be possible. It's getting better, but not there yet. At this point, I'm going to move to a 1 micron diamond leather strop to see if I can remove some of the microscopic imperfections that I felt by cutting the phone book paper slowly. When you are using a strop, try and use the same techniques of finger placement and precision you used while using the stone or diamond plate. Use the exact same angle or slightly shallower one. If you use a steeper angle, you will actually dull the edge by microscopically rounding it. When I set the heel down on the strop, it is just to get the angle set in my wrist with the use of my guide finger. The only time I'm actually stropping the edge is when I set the tip down and strop towards the heel. Okay, let's see if it acts any different with the phone book paper. Better, but still not good enough. I'm going to move on to a 1/4 micron diamond on leather strop to see if I can farther refine the apex. I also always keep my strops in their own separate Ziploc bags to prevent cross-contamination.
I'm JdavidwHandmadeknives, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember,
Here, I'm checking to see if I move the edge across my arm hair without touching the skin, does it stop when contacting the edge, or can the hairs pass right by? The entire edge except the tip portion stopped immediately when contacting the hair, so I will concentrate on the tip portion a little more. Feels good. Time to move on to the last strop, 1/10 micron. A particle size of 0.1 microns is extremely fine and falls well beyond the standard grit scales used for abrasives. However, based on conversion charts, 1 micron roughly corresponds to 14,000 grit, meaning 0.1 microns would be significantly finer, potentially in the range of 140,000 grit or higher. Some micron to grit calculators say 0.1 micron equals 253,221.445 grit. This strop is 0.1 micron CBN, cubic boron nitride spray on kangaroo leather. Perfection. Now, let's see what it can do. Cutting across the width of the page is significantly harder to do than down the length. There is a grain direction in paper. Notice how quiet it slices across the width of the page. As you can see on these clips, it's past hair whittling. As soon as the hair comes in contact, it's cut off.
Marine tattoo on his arm. I would run his prints, but he no longer has fingers. Yo, Jim. Yeah. No, there's the guy still. You can come on now. Jimmy is in the van because he's scared.
Okay, as I promised, hopefully if you do happen to be a beginner, this tip will be helpful to you. Take your knife and lay it on the stone or diamond plate at the angle you want it to be. Press your thumb into the spine hard for a few seconds. This will leave an impression on your thumb, as you can see. Mark this impression with a ballpoint pen. Now take your thumb and index finger and lay them on the diamond plate in the same position you are going to hold the knife in and press them together. This will transfer the ink to the other finger. You will then align this ink line on the spine in the same place every time on your guide finger or thumb for a consistent angle. Thank you to all of you who made it this far. Please like and subscribe for more videos coming up. I have a lot of knives in process, so we will also get to some build videos. Until next time, everyone, God bless.